come out and lay.
My question is, what do you guys think about colorism in entertainment?
Hello, welcome back to Jamiicircle. Today we're going to talk about colorism in entertainment, and let me introduce you to my panel. Okay, so basically, I don't know if we're going to have an argument about this, but I feel like colorism in entertainment is very one-sided. Like, we dark-skinned girls feel like there may be an issue with not seeing enough dark-skinned girls, but then famous people feel like that's not the truth. So they're like, it's all in your head. Like, you know, Charlemagne the God feels like it's all in our head. And it's a personal problem, but if you look at the facts and the statistics, you'll see that darker-skinned females get portrayed less in the media than lighter-skinned or racially ambiguous women. So what do you guys feel about that? Well, it's definitely true, and a lot of people who feel like there's not a problem is, you know, the black, of course, the black male that has a lot of money, because a lot of the times black men are not really judged too much by their looks and judged by like how much money they have and stuff like that. You know, women on the other hand, we're judged more by our looks. When people first see us, that's what it's like, oh, you know, she's not pretty, her lips are too big, her eyes are too close together or whatever. So a lot of them, they don't really have colorism problems unless it comes to the police. You know what I'm saying? That's when their colorism starts to become real. But other than that, they don't see it because they got so much money to floss and throw around that, you know, they get any girl most likely that they want. Mm-hmm. So when you can get anybody you want, your mind is not going to go to, oh, I'm black, you know, so girls are not going to want me or something. Now, when you're less fortunate, you know, and you might think more about, okay, I'm a little dark skinned, that girls wouldn't like me or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's a real thing in the industry. It's a real thing in life when it comes to you know, like, because we come in all shades, but they like to choose, you know, who they put up front. So, yeah. Anybody else?
I do believe that there is colorism in industries, but as well as a lot of dark-skinned people right now are coming up, like Lupita and other people. We're still generally getting up there. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we're not there yet, but we're getting there. So I think we should at least take that in notice and, you know, push ourselves more.
That's true. Well, speaking on Lupita and people like her, the colorism aspect to it is that she's still getting attacked by other famous mm-hmm. people, like the basketball player that told her that says she only looks good in the dark, like mm-hmm. you know, stuff like that. She's up there, she's beautiful, she's elegant, she has a presence when she walks into the room. Everybody loves her, but then there's those people, especially black men, that feel some type of way, feel like they need to downplay her greatness. And I'm just proud of her that she never spoke out against what he said to her, you know? But the thing is with him, it's so funny. I forgot his name. Maybe it'll come to me. But the thing is with him is that he got with somebody who's racially ambiguous. He had some children, and they're about your color. So what his thing was, I don't know if it's in his head, like he's trying to differentiate his daughters, since they didn't come out looking nothing like their mother, against darker women. Because he's like, okay, who's beautiful? Like black, like Gabrielle Union, or he said somebody else black. And then he decided to go to the blacker women like Lupita Nyong'o, and he called another beautiful sister's name. I forgot her name. But that's what he was trying to differentiate, because his daughters didn't come out looking like their mother. So now he has to, and if they came out looking like their mother, then everybody here, or you know, everybody darker than would be lesser. Yeah. But since they came out looking kind of dark, so he has to go as far as to go to the blacker, the most chocolate women, and say, okay, so you know, my daughters look like this, so now you chocolate women are ugly. Yeah. Because he can't, and his daughters didn't come out the way he thought they would come out. So it's just something that's going on with him internally, and what, you know, some people talk about, they want to get with a certain person so their kids can look a certain way, and their kids don't come out looking that way. So I mean, that's his fault. His name is something Arenas. Yeah. Gilbert Arenas. Yeah, I think that's his name.
I do not deny the fact that there is colorism in the media, but I definitely think that we also have to acknowledge that the media is like an entity formed from colonialism, right? So it's like it's basically like a mass produced propaganda that the world gets to see. So like we also have to acknowledge that colorism is always going to be there because colorism is a part of colonialism's like agenda to keep itself standing, right? So I think like yes, there's definitely colorism in media, but it's about us like really deciding whether we want to continue to support that or if we want to create our own things. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in a time where like media is not really like alone, let alone for like Hollywood alone, right? You don't have to really necessarily get casted as this and that. You know, there's so many different places that you can like really start creating your own content and creating your own values within the media system, right? Like look at Issa Rae, she created her own stuff. Like Shonda Rhimes is doing her own thing and stuff like that. There's so many amazing like Black people who are creating their own forums for media because like we have to realize that colonialism is very much prevalent in the media, well, Hollywood media as we know it. So yeah, colorism is definitely there, but it's not going to leave.
And that's what we need to do because, like I'm saying, we have to be able to create these things ourselves. Like sometimes we do not have the support from certain. I'm saying not all, but certain Black men. We don't have the support from them, because it's like it's status. If all the Black men that are successful, the wives that they have, when you see these award shows and stuff like that, they're successful. Who do they have on their arm? So just like young guys might want to get that Bugatti, they want to get them Jordans, they see people wearing Gucci bags and stuff like that. It's an image that they're going for the same way, but we keep it up. So they might have instilled it in us, but we keep up this colorism thing. It's us that's keeping it up.
I don't feel that way at all. Like I agree there is colorism, but the way you guys are explaining it, I don't feel like it's like that at all. Like I feel like you guys are just grouping people together and saying it's them. Like say Gilbert Arenas, he felt his opinion, that's him. And that's not saying all Black men, that's just his opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, how they feel. And also with the whole babies being a certain way, most of the times I hear when girls are the ones that want to have babies with light-skinned men, so their babies are light-skinned, so their babies are cute-looking. So the babies are like the men they portray. And I forgot what I was going to say, to be honest. But yeah, that's...
Well, I just want to from that same thing that you're saying, I want to ask, does the parents teach them that? Because it's not just a man thing or a woman thing. Like you said, the women feel like they want lighter skin, curly head children just as much as the guys do. So is it something that's taught?
This is your definition of beauty. It's like what you find attractive. It's your opinion.
Yeah. And also like past experiences, like what did you deal with before that made you change your perspective on certain things as well.
Could be a bad experience with a certain type of, like say you're dating a Black guy and the Black guy beat you or something. Say, okay, all Black guys are like that. You're putting them into a group, so you're staying away from them. Yeah.
You generalized it one time.
But I think it has to do with racism, and it has to do with things that have been put into us. Because if you've been, and it's not only Black people, it's Asian culture, Indian culture. The lighter you are, the more opportunities you get. Like even when you watch Indian cinema and stuff like that, they always put the lightest actors. They're always in the lead role. So even in Asia,
most of the people there are brown.
Yeah. So it's just a way that the lighter the better. It's always been that way. And a lot of things like we just soaked up like sponges. Sometimes we take more of the negative when it comes to certain things. We just soak it up like sponges, and that's how we are now. Like a lot of people, it's getting better. Like it's not as bad as it used to be, but a lot of people, that's how they think. They feel like if you're lighter, like you're gonna get more opportunities. So some people don't want their kids to come out, Black, because if they're shooting down people, if the police is shooting down people, it's like you might have a better chance, if you don't come out dark or something like that. And I feel like, you could say it's about what they like, but we're the only race that sits there and says, oh, I don't date Black women, or I don't date Black men, oh, I want my baby to look a certain way. You don't really hear other races of people saying that. So it has to be that there's something, because other people don't say stuff like that. It's mostly Black people who would
come and say, oh, I want my baby to look a certain way, or I don't date black men, or I don't date black women, they too black. Like,
a lot of times.
Is it that it's majority black people saying it, or is that the majority of people that you're around that you hear say it? Or that say it around you?
Well, in my position, I'm not around people who talk like that. I'm not around people who speak like that. But y'all have to remember, most people live on social media. Mm-hmm. So when you go on Instagram, when you go on Facebook, when you go on Twitter, and you go on all these, even YouTube, and you see people are always shooting down certain people, dark-skinned people, and things like that, then, and it's black people only, really, because I don't see anybody else really doing that, coming out there and be like, oh, I don't date black girls because they're too this, like the Kodak blacks. Oh, I don't want to date no girl that's blacker than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, those type of people are what we're seeing on social media and media all together. Those are the type of people who have platforms that
you don't even got to hang
disrespectful, you know?
But then again, you're saying media is biased, but you're still feeding off media saying those are people that they're showing them for a reason.
Yeah. No, but those are still people. They're not made up individuals. They're actual people. So if those people, because they have a platform, are able to say that in public and it's okay, there's other people out there who say it, but they don't have a platform for them to be seen like that, for everybody to see it. So Kodak Black, he has a platform. People know who he is. So when he says it and they portray it, we see it.
And
but there's people like him everywhere.
But this is different in Canada though. Like y'all, it's different in Canada than y'all growing up in the States. Like I don't feel like it's like we only can talk from our upbringing. I don't feel like it's that bad in Canada. Like I don't really know, but in the States it's worse. It's been like that. It's been that way, and that's where we grew up. So we only can speak from where we coming from. We don't know where y'all. So y'all can speak on what's going on in Toronto, stuff like that.
Okay, so my take on this is that I do notice that some people may have a preference and stuff like that, and some people say they may not overtly say that they don't date black people, but they more shield it with their opinions on them. So they say that they're open, they are focusing on people's personality and and they don't have a problem with black people. But then when you ask them why they would choose to date, like say Asian person or a Latinx person over a black person, they'll be like, well, because like a whole list of stereotypes, or it could be experiences that they have experienced. But like it's about really, I think it's really about people understanding that they can't group a whole group of people based on their experience or stereotypes. It's about like getting to know every person, because the same ratchet black girl that someone could describe, you could find that in literally any race. It's a personality that people follow and stuff like that. So I think that colorism definitely plays a part in the dating world and whatnot. But it's about people kind of just getting more informed, or stop grouping people together, stuff like that. But it's definitely prevalent. But what can you do about it?
How much Toronto stand like? Toronto stand. For the Kodak Black situation, so he said that he doesn't want. What was it again? Can you repeat?
He said he doesn't want to date anybody darker than him.
No one would want
or
him
his color.
No one wants him anyways. But it could be because his past.
It doesn't make me mad, but
exactly, because at the end of the day, we can watch something and be like, okay, either he's wrong or he's right. At the end of the day, like he's like you said, the platform is what made him. But us watching him is feeding it too. So I think it like we said before, it's perspective wise, and look at your past experiences and don't judge it because of that. Yeah.
Also, sorry. Also, this thought just came up to my mind, but I feel like the colorism that exists in our own community, I think it comes from us trying to take back our control when it comes to the traumas that we face, generational challenges and traumas that we face. And sometimes taking control looks like unconditionally and relentlessly loving your skin, and then sometimes taking back control looks like internal hate and projected colorism and stuff like that, and playing into the colonialism in the way it shows up in our society. But yeah, it's them healing, and people, different stages, different ages, different life lessons. So yeah,
I feel like it's generational. Like a lot of that stuff is generational. Like,
That's absolutely.
yeah.
Your view from Toronto standpoint?
For me, like, on the whole color thing, being more attractive or not, is that me growing up, I'm, like, all the girls around me are, like, into, like, Chris Brown's, Trey Songz, those light-skinned males. So growing up, it's like, they always want to have those light-skinned, like, that type of thing. And the guys I'm always around, like, honestly, just anything that walks, to be honest. So it's like, when you guys are saying this, I've seen it from the other way around.
Right.
Yeah. It comes in both ways, and it's just like in the media, like if a dark skinned rapper says something like especially female, not a lot of males, because there's not a lot of white rappers and stuff like that, but a lot of female. I can only speak from that one because that's what I've been seeing in the media lately. When the darker female rapper says something compared to somebody who's like not even lighter skin, just like racially ambiguous, or not even black, they get more of the, it's okay, it's okay, leave her alone. But if you say you ratchet, you're this and you're that, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, like I said, to me personally, I don't care. I don't. Somebody could say, I don't date you because your lips are too big. I don't date you because you bald head. I don't date you because I don't care, because most of the time that same person who's saying that to me, I wouldn't want to talk to them anyway. There's nothing I wouldn't want to talk to them. So I know a lot of us, we get in our feelings and we feel hurt, but it's time to stop feeling hurt. I mean, we are beautiful. There's men out there who find us beautiful, and it's about uplifting ourselves and coming out of that. Who cares if they don't want to date you? Let them go find somebody else. That's how I feel about the situation. You don't have to date me. Preference is okay. You can have your preference. You can want what you want. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, I guess it's a better way you could say it. But even, it's freedom of speech. People have freedom of speech until it's taken from them. So I just say leave it alone. Who cares?
I feel like you could have whatever preference that you want. You can be with whoever you want to be with. But then don't bash other women to make those other women, put them up on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't date black girls, okay, you don't date them. But have respect when you see them on the street.
Of course.
Don't disrespect them. Don't call them all these type of stuff like, oh, you were black, whatever. Don't do that. I would respect you more if you be like, well, you don't even have to say it. You just date who you date and keep it moving. But if you feel like you must bash black women or darker skinned women because, I don't know, you feel some type of insecurity about you being with somebody else, or it's some type of trauma that you had from your past, no, you need to get it together.
But if they gotta keep saying it, that means something is in there.
That's what I'm saying. There's a
somebody
trauma.
who got money, they can keep it like, I have cars, I got whips, and some of them don't have it.
Defend,
so
like whoever's saying whatever on the media, but the media is also biased and they portray what they want to portray, and they also take things out of context as well. But not to defend anybody though.
But the media is different than social media. If I
that's
post
something
something on
social
social
media
media,
is
unless
personal.
somebody hacked into my account, I said that.
Also,
if I make a lie,
things for entertainment, so
Yeah,
they might say something that they not necessarily believe in,
Just
to say something so that their name circulates,
Yeah.
so they could get more clout. Because no publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah.
So whatever gets their name around, they just say anything to get their name out.
Yeah, there are people
Good
who
or
do
bad.
that. Yeah, who just
Clout
want
chasing.
like that's
attention.
what you feel. Like if you're gonna say that, if you're gonna put that out, if that's not what you feel, but it's coming out of your mouth and you're staring
Take
into the
the
camera,
backlash.
you take whatever comes with it. That's how you feel. Because everybody has to be careful about what comes out of our mouths. Even if you want clout, there's other ways to get stuff. You could say other things,
Some
but
people
that's
just
what.
don't care about
yeah,
it.
But
yeah.
also,
Yeah.
that's how they
He
feel.
may not care what it is, and we're still saying his name. That's still getting him
Yeah,
clout.
right,
That's still-
yeah.
it's
Proving you
just
yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it gets you upset. He's like, all right, that's getting people upset.
I'll say
So
yeah,
I'm saying my
they
name
complain
regardless.
about it.
And then you're
Exactly.
passing on the word, like, yo, did you see Cole that black say this?
Then other people are gonna get angry and look at it and feel the same way and talk about it the same way as you, and still get his name out there.
Yeah.
And this is why I always refer back to create your own platforms
Mm-hmm.
and stop looking towards like general media, because like even if you were to speak some life and uplifting things, you don't get the publicity. Like look how many people have so many great things to say to uplift any kind of person, and they just don't get the publicity
But that's
because
about
that's
us.
what media's not for.
That is about
But it's about us. It's not. I understand media, but that's not has nothing to do with it because we rather watch the ratchet video than go watch somebody who's speaking some conscious stuff. That's why I tell y'all, media could talk all they want, but it's about us. It's about stuff we
It's
do.
what we put money into.
When a lot of us get our money, we want to go buy Gucci. We want to go support all these people because it's just like something that not everybody like us here. We live outside the box. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But everybody don't live outside the box.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I hate there's people who spend $30,000 in a Gucci store.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm just like, there's so much black people who are actually making clothes. There's, so much things that's going on. So it's what we want to put our money to and the things that we want to push.
But there's also still like a level of like mind control in a sense where if you continuously see something on a repeat, you're gonna follow that path.
Yep.
So that's why the media doesn't show uplifting things. If they're gonna show uplifting things, they're gonna be like, yo, why the fuck am I still listening to the shit that don't make me feel good? It still portrays stereotypes that I'm always defending myself against.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But because it's on repeat and it's everywhere they look, then they're gonna be like, you know what? It's almost like an unconscious thing. Like, let me go do this because I see it all the time.
Yeah.
But they don't consciously think, let me go do this because I see it all the time. They just do it.
Yeah.
But if you were to see more uplifting things, then, that's when you'll start to do things differently. And that's why people who think outside of the box, they connect themselves to conscious communities, and that's why they can think, like, let me go put my money into the black dollar. Let me go do this, let me go do that. Because they surround themselves with information and media that is like a collective conscious thought like them, right? But when you're subscribing just to the main media, you're gonna be controlled by whatever they're portraying for you.
Like a robot or like you just go with whatever is the thing.
But mind control, it's so funny how mind control works. It only works on some. So it's just weird the way it goes because some people could be conscious or woke, what they're calling woke, and it won't work on them, but others it does. So that even in itself is kind of like, something different because if somebody could play something here today and maybe three of us it will capture and the rest of us will be sitting here like, I didn't like that. And everybody's like, yo, that was dope, man, that's fire. And we're like, are we deaf? Are we listening to
But then it takes time as well.
That's the thing about being woke. Like, if you sleep, you sleep. You're not going to catch on to some of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell someone, like, the media is trying to control you, but if you sleep, you're like, okay, and then go watch media again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, it takes time for everyone to get to that place where, like, it takes research too.
But not everyone's gonna get there. Not everyone's gonna get there, and it's fine.
Yeah,
that's okay. It's like popcorn. Like I always say, it's a bag of popcorn. You have the popcorns that pop first. Then you have the ones that are slower, they pop, and then you got there's some left in and always some seeds, and you're like, dang, I could have sworn always some seeds left in the bag that didn't pop. And that's just how people are, you know what I'm saying? And so it's okay. Everybody's not going to, I'm saying, but like I guess that's when we have to take it on. It's like we're taking on the world because we have to actually help each other, like help the people, like help the children that are born now, and help raise them in the right way. The people who do know, and
show them that every color and stuff like that is worthy. You know what I'm saying? Don't put anybody on a pedestal. Just put everybody on a personal, platform, and it's just like whatever. So dark skin, light skin, all this type of stuff is whatever. You're just a person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not saying that color doesn't matter, but I'm saying like people. Just think about people as people and stuff like that. Like, don't just look at it like you're not different. Like, when people don't accept that you're different and see that you're different, then that right there is also disrespectful.
Yeah.
Right.
So with that color doesn't matter thing to me, that's a problem, because you have to see that I am me. I am the person that I am, and if you can't see that I am who I am, then that means that you don't really respect me. You don't even care for me, So when they say color doesn't matter, then that's just out of left field. But like, you have to know people for who they are and accept them for who they are. Black, white, whatever they are, accept them for who they are, and that is all.
I think it's like kind of like when you go to a garden, you see all these different kinds of species of flowers and plants and whatnot, and they have their different colors and their different characteristics, but they're all beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, some might be yellow, some might be green, some might be like blue, all these different colors, but they all are respected and loved and adored and are still seen as beautiful because they are them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we should think like as human beings, that we have different shapes, we have different colors, we have different characteristics and cultures, but we should all respect, love, and see each other as beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the elite, because what makes it so like a topic all the time because the elite of us are saying these things, the people who have the most bread and the money. But if all our millionaires came together, we could have had an airport by now. We could have had everything, printing companies, everything. But they'll go over here and put a little. Not saying it's wrong. Thank everybody for helping, but they'll go and put a little basketball court in the hood and it's like, here you guys go. You know what I'm saying? Is that making jobs and stuff like that? Because not everybody gets drafted. Like that's just a 1 in a million type of thing. So when the elite of us, where people kind of look to other people in other countries, they don't know regular black people like us. They know 2 Chainz. They know rich people. You know, they know like those type of dudes. That's what they know. They don't know us. So when they go and they see Love and Hip Hop and all these shows on the TV, like Asian people will tell you right now, that's what they think they are. So when people are trying to portray us, they're like, yo, what's up, man? What's up? And half of us don't even talk like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like it's kind of like they're making the stereotype for us, the elite, the people who have the money, because of the things that they say, the stuff that they put their money into, that they walk around their chains and they're always showing it like, hey, I got chains, So when people try to portray the black race, that's what they got. They got chains, they got these pants sagging, they got their hats, they got the cornrows, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't look to regular people who have regular jobs and, you know, So that's the only reason why it's such an issue is because the elite of us, the people who have the money, that's the stuff that's coming out their mouth. That's stuff that they're portraying, you know, and it's coming back down on us. That's how I feel that. Yeah.
Then we got to deal with it.
Yeah, but
y'all elite. If you want to make a change, open some schools. You know what I'm saying?
Airport. We could have an
airport.
I mean, we could have took over.
Right?
But they don't talk about it.
I just want to address that for 5 seconds.
I think he tried to do something else and they stopped him from doing it.
Yeah.
They said you're doing too much still.
I just want to address that. How is it that people are giving their money? I'm not going to call out no organization's names.
Say $1 a day.
But $1 a day. You know them commercials with children, them looking into the camera all sad and desolate and whatnot.
Flies flying around.
And you giving this shit for years and months, and years and years and months, and kids are still looking at you hungry as shit. But Akon spent how much millions of his dollars and provided electricity for like how many people? Like let's think about that for a minute.
And they don't back each other. Like it's like if he's doing something good, like some people, like especially in the industry, not all, but some people in the industry, their minds are so gone. Some of them don't even know who Akon is, and they be at parties with him. They like, I don't know who Akon is. You know what I'm saying?
Because Akon's not doing the foolishness that they're doing.
Yeah.
So like, at the end of the day, like it's nothing. It's not entertaining.
You're right. Yeah. So, but you know, we just have to work on ourselves. You know, you got to look in the mirror at yourself first, and feel that you're beautiful. Because it was not always easy. You know, it's not an easy thing, especially growing up where we grew up. Like it's not an easy thing. People talking about, oh, look at the gap in your. I have some family members of mine. You know, they shall be nameless. I don't understand, but I had some family members of mine who actually looked at me and like when we were we were just going back and forth, and they talked about the gap in my teeth. And a lot of times you don't think about these things until somebody else says it to you. So I never thought that my gap was a problem until somebody said, "Oh, you talking about that gap in your teeth?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
Right.
Maybe I need to like Or with them soup coolers, they call my lips soup coolers. You know what I'm saying? Because they're big. But you know what I'm saying? So I grew up hearing a lot of that stuff. Oh, you ugly. Look how you look. Like, you know, why do you like her? Look how she's so ugly. Like, all of that type of stuff I grew up hearing. So, but you know what? Anyway. I don't know. Me personally,
but that also helped you grow and love yourself more at the end of the day, right? So I feel like even the Black Girls Rock, like, you don't have to prove yourself. Like, a lot of these, like, you don't have to prove yourself that, oh, because I'm Black, I can do this, I can do this. You can do this regardless of the fact, you know? So there's just really checking.
But I love Black Girls Rock.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's things like that, and we need to up that up more so that we can be able to where we gotta go at the end of the day.
Yep.
I would really love to live in a world where, you know, I don't have to say Black girl magic because, you know, everyone hates on Black girls. I just want to live in a world where it's like, I'm magic. That's it. I'm magic.
At the end of the day, I am magic. So.
Okay.
What's that, Nisha? Because you know she always got something that's magic every day.
You know, all day. Okay.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
Still I eat.
Anything? Any last word?
I had one little last word. So I get emotional when I talk to some black girls that they feel like when they get around black guys, they're not even going to get talked to by them, or they're not going to pay them any attention. So they just move around like a shadow or somebody that doesn't matter. So like, I know we talk about the women and men having the same type of complexes, but the women seem to have it more than the guys do. Even though the guys have moments where girls like they want to talk to all the light-skinned guys and blah, 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 whatever. But the girls, for them to feel so, like, I don't know, like behind or so, like, worthless and all this type of stuff, that shit really makes me emotional. So, you know, this conversation has to be had, and I don't know what we're going to do about this because we've been having this conversation for so many years, but for women to actually step out and probably be looking the best that they feel, but then when they get around people that's their own men, it just makes them feel like they ain't shit. That shit is annoying, and it's really hurtful for me as being a woman myself.
Because we're the only race that you can go around your own and be like, I wonder if he talks to black girls.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if he talks to black girls. Well, I don't know if he talks to black girls, or I don't know. Well, it's not a lot of the women. Like, women will talk to women will talk to black guys. They might talk all that, I want a baby all day. But you hardly see somebody, there's a few of them, I ain't gonna lie, but you hardly see somebody be like, oh, I want my, but the next day you're like, didn't you want your baby to be by a light-skinned guy? But daddy ain't light-skinned, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you know, I love him, we fell in love, you know? But a lot of the black guys, when they say they don't date something, you're not gonna see that.
I feel like you can change the way people think at the end of the day. Like, you have that chance that you can change someone's perspective on something. Because they can seem like, oh, you know what, maybe they're not that bad. Or, you know, just every day everyone's changing at the end of the day. So you can always just give people chances.
Your own, though?
You can give people chances, but people change because they want to. You can't force anybody to change. So
like you said,
if they change, it's because they wanted to.
Yeah, but like I said, if you keep on repeating and you're over that person, and you're always around that person, you don't figure it out, eventually change the way you think about somebody.
Sometimes people change because they want to. Sometimes you can't change people if they don't want to be changed. Like if someone's alright in their skin and they're like, I don't see where your problem is, I don't see what your issue is, then they're never gonna see it from your point of view. So people change because they want to change. Of course. And
it's funny how she said they was like, maybe they're not that bad. But you grow with your mothers and your sisters. Like, you got a mom that's, you know, black, you got a few sisters, brothers that's black. Cousins. So it's kind of like, it's like, maybe they ain't, like, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, that could be the stem.
You know, like, yeah, that's true. That doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like that doesn't mean it doesn't make sense for somebody to say that. But I feel like people should have their preference. But I feel like sometimes people they have a preference, and I guess they feel like they gotta say something, but they feel like they gotta say something wrong. Yeah. Just say that's my preference, and that's what I like. You don't have to black women are this and this, and they name it off. Just say, no, I like lighter skinned women, or I like lighter skinned men. I don't have nothing bad to say about y'all. It's just that that's a preference of mine. I'm not gonna list all things so people can be like, yeah, brother, you right. I understand why you don't like them, brother. Yeah, you right. They want validation. Yeah. They want people because they don't want it to seem like a problem. So they want to say, oh, sister, you right. Yeah, you know, we like them ones with the wavy hair. Girl, your hair gonna be popping. Like, no, just say that's my preference, and that's what that's it. And that's only when you're asked. If no one asks you when you feel like you need to come out and say something, then there's something wrong with you. Like if you go to an interview and someone says, okay, so what kind of girls do you like? What kind of men do you like? Then you ask the question. But for people to come out and be like, well, I like them light-skinned girls with the long, or I like them light-skinned guys with the green eyes. No one asked you. So hush, hush, hush. Like, if you're not in an interview, I don't see why you need to be put that out. Am I trying to date you? Did I ask for your number? And they can't make clear sentences, but they make that one really clear. Real clear. And they talk English most times. And it's like, damn, that was really clear. You went all the way through grade 12. Anyway, yeah, so that was the end of this topic. We'll see you soon with another one. Bye. Bye.